Sir, this is Santosh. Can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Santosh, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Can you able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Sir. Now you can. Okay, fine. The video is okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Just can you share your PPT so that we will check it?
Yeah. Okay.
Unmute yourself. Yes, sir. Audio. We will check only an audio, sir.
Okay, sir. Testing the audio. Actually, I'm joining the audio from the other line, sir. So
it's a very 1 minute.
ಅವರು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ನಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಹೌದು correct.
Sir, we are not able to clearly hear your voice, sir. Actually, sir.
One second.
Sir, now, hello. Sir. Your voice is not, we are not able to hear your voice, sir. Presentation is okay. No, can you hear my voice? Okay.
ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ಲ
Okay. Checking once if everybody is able to hear me properly. Audio testing.
Sir, we are able to hear you. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, we are able to hear you, and your presentation is also okay, sir. It is visible. Just we start within 2 minutes.
Unmute.
Sir, I think you are on mute if you are talking.
Just I am on mute. Just we are checking it out from madam's audio, sir. Okay. She's here only. Just we wanted to check the madam's audio.
Perfect.
Hello. Sir, can you hear me?
Sir, we will start within 2 minutes, sir. We'll start within 2 minutes.
Video option option.
Sir, we are waiting for few more participants to join. Just we will have a 2 minutes, sir. Only around few participants have joined. Just we will check it out.
Sir, yeah, no problem.
No, 2 minutes, sir.
Everybody?
Sir, shall we start now? Because time is running. Let the participants to join. Can we start or how, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay. We will start from so let the participants to join. Because just we wanted to give a. Okay. Good evening, sir. I will have a brief welcome speech. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining the webinar on Entrepreneurship and Innovation as a Career Opportunity, organized by Entrepreneurship Development Cell of BLDA-CET. It is an honor and a great privilege to welcome you all on behalf of BLDA-CET Management, Principal, and Departmental Coordinators for this webinar. I, on behalf of BLDA-CET, heartily welcome the today's speaker, Mr. Santosh Otnis, CEO and Managing Partner, Springup Capital, Pune, Maharashtra. We are honored to have such a great personality today as the speaker for this webinar. Yeah. Grateful to Santosh sir for accepting our invitation in a very short time. I am sure participants in this webinar will be enlightened in the area of entrepreneurship and innovation by his experience in the respective field. I welcome our beloved Principal Dr. Atul Aide. With his constant guidance and leadership, we are able to organize this webinar in the best way. I welcome our Vice Principal Administration, Dr. Geeta Patil, and Vice Principal Academic and Research, Dr. Pradeep Malji, who have continuously supported us in organizing this activity. I am pleased to welcome all the participants from various branches of BLDCT and from other institutes and industry. We have received over 294 registrations from BLDCT and other institutions for attending this webinar. I welcome Professor Veena Patil, Professor Sandeep Ota, and Professor Sanjam Gupta Patil, who have contributed a lot in organizing and conducting of this webinar. I welcome all of you who are present here online. Thank you so much. Now I request Veena Patil madam to give the brief introduction about the success company, sir. Please, madam.
Good evening, everybody. Am I audible? It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce our speaker, Mr. Santosh Kotnis. Mr. Santosh Kotnis is an IIT Mumbai and MBA alumni. He has also completed his PG diploma in international business from Stanford Graduate Institute, USA. He has a rich experience in business strategy, global growth, and execution. He is a serial entrepreneur and has co-founded technological companies, angel invested in unique business models, built, scaled up startups, built a micro VC fund, raised money, worked as CEO, unit head, and grown the global business in the span of last 2 decades. He is academically associated with many institutes as he is a member board of studies VTU. He is adjunct faculty at VDIT Khaliyar. He is also adjunct faculty at Delhi College of Engineering. He is mentor advisor for SDM College of Engineering, Dharwad. He is associated with IIT Dharwad for AI/ML Lab as Center of Excellence Industry Lead. He is also industry mentor for MBA students IFIM School, Bangalore. He is also visiting lecturer for CDAC Institute of Emerging Technologies. The list is too long because of time constraint. I'm not going to read all that. He has achieved a lot in his lifespan. So I welcome you, sir. Please proceed with your presentation.
And sir, thank you so much. It's a very warm welcome. So I really felt motivated and really thank you for this opportunity to talk to the students. And I think I see the students are still joining in, but one point of check, sir, you may want to check if anybody is joining the Google Meet, because this too it keeps happening that if it is already communicated earlier and then the last moment the change happens, then students still go to the old.
No, sir. We have already given a new link only for the students. Whether it's link only, but we are trying to just checking it out. Just you can go there.
Okay, sir. Okay. So one before we talk into the session, one important point about these slides is there are absolutely no not much of a text actually. So if anybody wants to take a note, that's okay. Sir, you may want to record it because this entire slide is set of images, only images. I think what is more important is that what I'm going to talk. So you may want to start recording because that is most important, because by sharing this presentation, students will not be able to understand anything if you want to share it later on. So you may want to start the recording. You are the admin, so you can start that.
Sure, sir. Sure. Sure, sir. Started the record.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Welcome to all the students who have joined. This is me. I think ma'am has already given a fair amount of introduction. But one thing I want to add that I am a proud alumni of BLD as well. So I passed out in '96 before I went to IIT Bombay and then my MBA and so on and so forth. But the base was in BLD. So I still have a lot of positive memories. And in fact, I was in the campus 15 days back when I was visiting the native place. I am from that part of the country. So I do visit Bijapur quite often. And my wife's place is Bijapur as well. So we keep visiting a lot. So I make a point to go to Institute each and every time when I go there. So first point is that I'm a proud alumni of BLD. And then I went and did my MBA, MTech from IIT Bombay, and then to US to do my MBA. 20 years into IT services. As ma'am said, before I started my own company, I was working in the IT services area. And so the last job I did was the CEO of Futurism, which is an IT company. And then right now I have 2 technology companies as a startup. So been running that since last 3 years or so. And then plus we started this Spring Up Capital, which is a venture fund. We work with startups. We work with startups to give them funding and also help them to grow globally. So we work with a lot of startups. We work with ideas. We work with we work with mentoring the startups and then help them grow. And I personally been working very closely with a lot of startups along with our team. But of course, as personally as well, I was working with in mentoring a lot of startups, helping them to go global scale, not only India, but even working with international startups as well. So that's about me. So going to the next slide, or before we go to the next slide, the whole idea of talking today is that why and how being an entrepreneur or doing an innovation is a career option, in the sense that it's most important fact that we should get a job or we get into a stable career. I mean, that certainly is an option. But there are certain factors which are positively impacting how the startups are being seen in last 5-6 years, especially. So we will see some facts about that, and then most importantly, we will see that how a startup can be a career option, how working on an innovative solution can be a career option. So the traditional way of thinking, where we say that, okay, I want to get out of the engineering college and then get a job and then work there until I get retired. The traditional way of thinking, I'm not saying that is bad, but that is changing a lot. That is changing a lot, and then there are a lot of startups in the campus itself nowadays. It's not necessarily only IITs. Of course, IITs have been doing this kind of a work or this kind of a startup work for a while now, at least for 2-3 decades. But this is happening in smaller engineering colleges as well. So when I say smaller engineering colleges, meaning non-IITs or non-NITs, this kind of a campus startups or campus ideas, campus innovations are happening. Those are being funded, and the institutes, the education institutes are trying to build this the collaboration with the industries, collaboration with VC funds like Spring Up. For example, Spring Up has close to half a dozen associations with education institutes where we are nurturing the campus talent. Be it is IIT Kharagpur, which is we are working very closely with IIT Kharagpur, plus IFIM Business School and the Sri University in Orissa, and then a couple of other engineering colleges where we are closely working to build the college campuses, college startups, campus startups, what we call, and identify the right idea, identify the right set of people, and then we are helping them to get the funding. And the whole idea is by the time a student finishes his or her fourth year of engineering, they will have a clear path of what they wanted to do with that startup. So that's a new trend. And in my experience in last 3 to 4 years, I have seen a lot of spectacular campus startups, and then an amazing thing which I wanted to point on here, that I happened to go to one of the business pitch competition here in Pune, and I was surprised so much that the kind of a quality of the idea, quality of the presentation, and those were absolutely brilliant. And then I made a comment that you are building an absolutely great ecosystem in the institute itself. Please note there were fourth-year engineering guys, and they had a fantastic, brilliant ideas which we felt are absolutely going to make a big success if executed well. So that's my intro to the subject. We will see how being starting a startup or being innovative will be a career option for all of us. So before that, let's see what is entrepreneurship. It's simply put, I mean, we will not go for the book knowledge of entrepreneurship, but it's doing something by my own. So when I say by my own, is taking some innovative idea with myself, and or it could be a services company. But entrepreneurship, by and large, defines one's ability to do something by himself or herself. So when I say something by himself or herself, it's create the jobs, bring the customers, and then generate that revenue. So that is entrepreneurship. And we see a lot of examples. I'm sure you can see a lot of entrepreneurship happening in Bijapur itself, and then obviously Bangalore and then some other places. And even at a global level, this entrepreneurship is essential for the society, and then it's been there in our society for a while, right? We'll go to the interesting statistics here. So now it's a simple stat. We need not to worry too much about this, but the good part is the number of startups coming from India. If you look at, there's close to 9,000 startups in 2019. Okay, for obvious reasons, I did not put 2020, Corona and then other stuff. But so if you look at this 9,000 on an average new startups in the year of 2019, this is amazingly high. And then look at unicorns. Unicorns, just to touch base on that, if you have not heard, is a $1 billion valuation. $1 billion valuation is too big of a money just to imagine itself. But there are 24 unicorns happened 24 unicorns are there in India, so which is an absolutely brilliant data. Why I'm talking about this is just to tell that the trend of starting up by my own is increasing, ever increasing in last 4 to 5 years in India. So I'm not saying that it was not there earlier. It was there. Even in the good olden days, the business community has been there. The business activities has been there. I mean, for example, Infosys started way back in 80s and 90s. They did beautifully well. But what I'm talking about is the trend of starting something has picked up last 4 to 5 years. So which is an absolutely brilliant brilliant thing to happen to us as a country. What is the change here? Is like, say, traditionally what we used to think is that as I said, I would finish my degree and then go and then get a job somewhere. Say I want to work, say if I'm from manufacturing, I will go and then work in, say, Bajaj Auto or Tata Motors or whatever. And if I'm from computer science, I will go and then work in Infosys or Wipro. That is what the traditional thinking has been. Again, as I said, I'm not saying that is bad. That is a career option for sure. But what is happening in the recent past, that the students are thinking about starting something by their own as a career option. So which is an absolutely brilliant change what has happened to us as a country, because this needs a big shift in terms of the thinking of a country, and then bringing that ecosystem of helping each other. So one point here, what has changed here significantly is that the students or the individuals, or whether it is engineers or non-engineers, I'm talking about the students, whether they are finance guys or whether they are a mechanical engineer or a computer science engineer, or they could be just arts graduates, but their thought process, the students' thought process, or the in general I'm talking about, has changed from going to some companies as a career option, but now startup is a career option as well. So you can see that happen, like young guys, like you might have heard about the story of Flipkart. The young guys built that. You might have heard about the story of Ola. Again, a set of young guys, and then you take any new company coming up from India, both in technology or a non-technology field. There's a new age guys thinking about some innovative idea, and that is a career option. And second big thing, what is happening, change happening, is that this was not there earlier. There is an ecosystem of helping hand. When I say helping hand, whether it is financial help available, for example, the funding, you keep reading in the news that, okay, this company funded so much, that company got funded so much. So that sort of a funding is now available. So earlier this was missing from our country. So that is one thing. So loan availability is very positive. There are mentors right now. For example, if anybody successful, for example, let me take an example of Infosys. So every co-founder of Infosys right now are mentoring one or the other companies. So what they are saying is that, okay, we built the company, we successfully grew that, that become a case study for our country. So now they are taking time out, and then they are trying to mentor the young entrepreneurs. So this helping hand was not there earlier. So everybody was left alone, and then this young guy has to figure out what he or she wants to do. So, but now the mentoring is available, the funding, the finance is available. Most importantly, the government is trying to provide a lot of grant. There are a lot of corporates which are providing a lot of grant. So what I'm talking essentially about is an ecosystem. The ecosystem which helps the startup or ecosystem to help to be an entrepreneur, an ecosystem to help innovation. It's coming up. One important thing, for example, if say I am a mechanical engineer and then I try to innovate something, say a self-driving car, for example, there is a corporate sponsorship available now, which was completely missing earlier. So this is how the Western world got built. Silicon Valley, for example, got built because of this ecosystem. So Silicon Valley is not a place. I mean, it is an ecosystem for the technology companies. Similarly, the manufacturing companies got built in Germany. That was an ecosystem. So people were there who has done that. They used to mentor the forthcoming companies, and the grants were available from the government, and then this innovation, the startup, the entrepreneurship is encouraged. So this is happening in India or globally. I mean, it's not only in India, but it's happening globally. So this is a spectacular thing that has to happen in last 5 to 6 years. The ecosystem of investors, mentors, governments, and the banking institute. So this is another change which will help us to be to help us to start something by ourselves. So the next point, what has changed of late or recently, the society as such is looking at startups, looking at being an entrepreneur as a career option as well. So let me explain that. So earlier, like say 10 years, 20 years back, if somebody said that, okay, I want to become an entrepreneur, I want to start something by my own, the society would not have taken you with a positive thing. So people would rather tell you that, oh, what happens if you fail? Or in another word, let's say for whatever reasons, if a startup fails, then coming back to normalcy was very difficult. So people were looked down upon, and they say that, okay, he's running a failed business, or he will be pointed out saying that he could not run the business and those kind of things. And that is changing very, very fast globally or mainly in India. So now in India, the social fabric or the social segment or social notion or a social thinking is such that, okay, my son is trying to do a startup. That has become now a moment of pride. My daughter is working on an innovative product. That has become a moment of pride. So now, and also now, even if a person fails in running his own company or her own company, there is obviously a chance to go back to the corporate world and then start doing the job. So essentially, what I'm talking about is, as a social support, we have come a long way as a country, where there is now acceptance of doing an entrepreneurship or building my own company, because building company is not a simple thing. It takes lot of effort. It takes a lot of sacrifice. So what has changed is that as a society, we have accepted the risks associated with entrepreneurship, and then we have now we are looking at being an entrepreneur is a moment of pride in the society. So that has changed recently, and then now we need not to worry about that what people will think even if I fail. So that is essentially has changed, which is a very positive thing. So what we are talking about is the first thing is that there is a change happening where students are thinking an entrepreneurship or an innovation solution is a career option. People are moving out from a career option of thinking that, okay, I want to go and then do the job and then get retired in the same company, which was motion earlier. That is changing very fast, which is absolutely good thing. Second thing, what we saw is the evolution of the ecosystem of mentors, the investors, the government and the corporate support has increased of late. So that is a plus point to start something by yourself. And the third thing is the society. The acceptance of the society towards entrepreneurship has increased. That has become now a moment of pride if someone starts a company, right? So these are the three fundamental changes happened in our thought process in our country recently. So now, if we look at certain profiles, so I'm sure you understand all these pictures. These are all sort of celebrities now. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, Mr. Murthy, and Sachin Bansal from Flipkart. I'm not opening for the question answer. I know it is very difficult to open the question and then answer that. But why I'm talking about these four people is to look at the celebrity status they have today. Of course, they took 2 decades to get to where they are today. Of course, they did a lot of hard work in the beginning, but globally, they are now celebrities. So everybody talks about Elon Musk. Everybody talks about Jeff Bezos and Infosys and Flipkart. So these are some entrepreneurial profiles. So this is just to motivate us that we are not the only one who are thinking about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is being taught globally right now as we speak. So now, why we need to start something? Right. So I mean, one question comes in is that, okay, I have an option of picking up a job, going to a corporate, taking up that job and then getting retired. So what's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And don't say that, okay, don't take any job. That is a very bad option. But just think about certain points what I'm going to talk about. So how about being your own boss? Right, being your own boss is that you will have an absolutely brilliant way of working all by yourself. So I'm not saying, please note, I'm not saying that you can go to office whenever you want or you can take holiday whenever you want. I'm not saying that, because entrepreneurs or being your own boss, you have to work more than possibly what you will work in the corporate. Being your own boss, that not necessarily mean that more holidays, but being your own boss means that you can make your own decisions. A lot of times, I'm sure you haven't started the corporate life, but I'm sure a lot of times what happens is that in the corporate world, you want to do something. You think about something which is very good for the company. You want to implement that idea, but you need to go through a hierarchy of approval. You need to get your boss approval, his boss or her boss's approval. There is a hierarchy of approvals. In the end, something else happens to your idea. Whereas if you are an entrepreneur, you can be your own boss. You can implement your own innovative ideas. You can implement that innovative idea the way in which you want it. And most importantly, if you have a dream, if you have a dream and then go and build it. I mean, otherwise, someone will hire you and build their dreams. I mean, that is a career option as well. I'm not saying doing a job is bad, but what necessarily I'm talking about is this is a very lucrative option of being your own boss and implementing your own idea, implementing the way in which you want it. Implementing those innovative ideas to the society. And the second reason is the ability to take risk, right? So while the risk looks a bit challenging word, or it looks a little bit of a okay, why I need to take a risk? I mean, we generally see risk as a negative word in our society. But just imagine taking a risk, and then if it fulfills, it's a fulfillment by itself. I mean, that's a kick by itself. Like running a startup or working on an entrepreneurship idea is a risk. But just imagine what kind of a fulfillment Sachin Bansal will be having today when he sees that Flipkart is now being number one in India. So he took a risk. I mean, no doubt in that. He completely took a risk. But look at what he achieved. And then just imagine Jeff Bezos thinking that the risk what he took 20 years back has become a global phenomenon called Amazon. Just imagine the kind of a reward what they got, and the kind of a celebrity status they thought. Just imagine if Narayana Murthy would not have taken that sort of a risk in 80s and 90s, then Infosys would not have been here, right? So we'll not be talking about Infosys, but we'll be talking about some other company. But he took risk, right? He had a job, if you know his story, he had a job in Patni Computers. He left that, and with his wife's saving, we all know that his wife's saving, he started a company, he took a big risk, and then built Infosys what it is today, along with friends. So the risk should not be seen as a negative word, but it should be seen as an opportunity to build. If you have a dream, if you have some idea, if you have some innovative thinking, just go ahead and build it, right? So taking a risk is okay. And at your age bracket, like I'm assuming that you are in the age bracket of 2022, taking the risk is very high, because this is an age where you really don't think. So take those risks, calculated risks, go and build something. So that is what my thought process would be. Most important, financial freedom. Not necessarily I'm advocating the fact that you have to start your entrepreneurial journey to get the financial freedom, but that becomes a side effect. If you are building something by your own, if the idea is innovative, then it will give you a financial freedom. Look at Sachin Bansal. So he sold the Flipkart to Walmart for $16 billion, and then Sachin Bansal got $1 billion as his part. So $1 billion is not a small amount. And look at Infosys. Recently you might have read that Murthy sir's daughter is more richer than the Queen of England. So where that wealth came from, and that gives you financial freedom. Again, as I'm very, very cautious in saying this, that is a side product. The financial freedom is a side product of your entrepreneurial journey. You need to think about what you want to solve. We need to think about what is your dream, and that becomes the financial freedom becomes a side benefit of your entrepreneurial journey. This is the most important point I want to talk about. Out of all these things, whatever we spoke about, whether it's a financial freedom, whether it is the risk and reward, or whether the first point what we spoke about being your own boss, the most important satisfaction you will get is if you have a startup idea or you have an innovative idea, you build it, you start it, you dream it, and you build a team, you see the success, you see the growth, the kind of a satisfaction what you will get once your idea is satisfied, once your idea is making all the right contribution to the society, once your idea is adopted. Just imagine how Jeff Bezos might be thinking today when he sees that Amazon is there in more than half of the countries in the world, in one or the other form, right? How Sachin Bansal might be feeling today when he sees that the Flipkart is being delivered. How Elon Musk might be feeling when he sees that his Tesla cars are being delivered and manufactured, and then he kind of sees his space shuttles going up and down. So it's a great amount of satisfaction. What you get, you have an idea, you build it, you grew that, and then you achieve the success. Again, success is not really necessarily the given factor here, but the most important thing is this point. The satisfaction what you will get once you build your company, that is unmatched. You would possibly work for lower money then compared to what you want to see that your idea is being built, you build something very, very great. I mean, it's like same thing. You look at Infosys. I'm sure it might have given a great amount of satisfaction to Mr. Murthy when he sees Infosys today and then sees that, okay, how the Infosys is working. So that is the biggest advantage of starting something by my own. It gives me a pleasure. It gives me a sense of fulfillment in my life that I did something. Again, please note, I'm very, very cautious in saying this. It's not like to get that feeling, you have to start your own, then only you get the feeling. It's not necessarily that. But what I'm saying is, this satisfaction is much, much higher than whatever satisfaction I might get in life. Okay, and ultimately, this is more of a philosophical, I will create jobs. If I start something by my own, I will create jobs. And this is another satisfaction one can get. Creating jobs in the country or contributing to the society. You might possibly not appreciate what I'm trying to talk about creating a job here, but once you think about it, as a society, we need more jobs. As a country, we need more jobs, right? So whether you create 20 jobs or 350,000 jobs like how Infosys did, but the ability to create jobs is by the end of the day, it gives a lot of satisfaction. So what we spoke about, that why entrepreneurship is positive, that it allows you to become your own boss, number one. Number two, we spoke about is the risk reward. So that is a more satisfaction. And third thing we spoke about, it gives the financial freedom to the entrepreneur. We spoke about the satisfaction or the fulfillment, the satisfaction or the sense of fulfillment a startup gives is much higher than I would otherwise might have get in my life. And the fifth idea is that it gives you a sense of that you created jobs in the society. So this is the positivity of the entrepreneurship. This is the feeling of the entrepreneurship. So now I have a story to talk about, but before that, I just wanted to see, ma'am, if there are any questions posted.
Let me check, sir. No, sir, not yet.
Okay.
Participants,
Okay,
you
so
can
now
post questions that sir will answer you.
If you have any question, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box, sir.
Yeah, okay. So moving on now. So now we spoke about, okay, what is entrepreneurship, the beauty of entrepreneurship, the advantages or the positivity of being an entrepreneurship. But now who is entrepreneurship? So let's look at three cases. There is one guy, Tom, there is another guy called Marcus, third guy is Anet. So these are like three different names. So what Tom says is that he is frustrated in the job. He feels that my job, I'm not getting too much of a progress in my job. I go to my work every day. I go to my company every day 9 and then come back at 6. So then Tom thinks one day that, okay, so should I start my company because I'm feeling bored in my job. That's one category. Second category is Marcus. So he is frustrated. He has a fight with his boss. He doesn't go well. He has a problem with his work, so he doesn't focus on the job. He doesn't love his job, and then every day his boss calls him and then says that, okay, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, So this guy is frustrated. The middle guy is frustrated. The first guy is okay in the job, but now he's feeling that I'm not happy with the job. But otherwise, there is no problem with Tom. But Marcus is frustrated with the job, and there is a third lady. I will come to the lady in a while. But these two people, if they decide that I want to start myself something, I want to become an entrepreneur. Okay, so now the question I will ask is that a right way? Okay, in first case, Tom is saying that, okay, I'm not liking my job, and that's the reason I want to become an entrepreneur. Marcus says that I have a problem with my boss. He scolds me every day when I go to work. That's the reason I want to become an entrepreneur. And the lady in the right-hand side, she says that I just love entrepreneurship, and that's the reason I want to become an entrepreneur. I have an innovative idea. I want to go and then develop this. I want to build this, and that's the reason I want to become an entrepreneur. So the rate of success out of all these three things lies with Annette, or this lady, because she has a dream of being an entrepreneur. She is not starting something by her own because my boss doesn't like me, or I don't like my job. So she says, I have a dream, I have an innovative idea, I want to build it. And that is an absolutely required mentality to start something by my own. So what I'm trying to drive here is, you should not start something if somebody says that. If you should not start something if you are feeling stuck with something, but you should start something when you feel that I want to start something absolutely now because this is what my dream is, right? So now moving on, we three are very good friends, and that's the reason I want to start. Is not a good idea to start a company. Not at all a good idea, right? And starting or being an entrepreneur is so cool. Okay, so I will be coming in the paper. I will be coming in the news. People will read about me. People will write about me. So cool thing. So should I start a company or should I become an entrepreneur because of that? No. And I will start a company because I did not get a job. No. Or I have a great idea. Let me start something. No. Right? So these are not the reasons to start something. When I say great idea, I will just start that. When I say you have a great idea, but you have to evaluate, you have to think whether my idea is truly great. You need to evaluate that. You need to evaluate the market, what we call as a market fit. We need to do a market fit. Then you have to start the company. So if you feel that, oh, okay, I want to start because I have a great idea, let me start a company. Or these three friends, I mean, we are very close friends. We used to sit at the same bench in the classes. We used to go for a tea at the same time. So this is the best three people to start my own company. No, that's not how it works, right? These are not the reasons why you should start a company, or you become an entrepreneur, or you chase your innovation idea. The reason for that is that we all should become Aneth. The following the dream should come from the within. The moment you start thinking that I have a dream and I want to build it, none of these things will come in between. So now, what to do? Okay, so now you can say that, okay, Santosh, you have been telling me that, okay, entrepreneurship is cool. I will become my boss. It will give me money. It's a great satisfaction. I will create jobs. You also said that the country is evolving. There are a lot of startups, and there are mentors available. You said government grant is available because of Startup India and all. And then you also said, like, even if I fail, my society will accept me. So now I want to start. Okay, so if you want to start, there is a big amount of opportunity for you. Trust me when I say this, very big. Look at this guy. He is saying there's so many big opportunities are there. It's all about thinking. It's all about identifying that that one idea which will excite you. That identifying that that innovative thought process. Identifying that underlying current that you want to start something. That's point number one. Second is the team. So build a team. Not because they are sitting with you, not because they are room partners, not because they are coming tea to you, but because you are complementary in nature. If someone is very good in technology, you take him or her into the team. If someone is very good in presentation, take him or her into the team. Go out, meet the entrepreneurship cell in the institute. Go and meet professors, and then try to validate your idea. Or there are a lot of alumni keep coming to your campus. Have a discussion with them, even if you are not able to. Just go out and then reach out to someone in LinkedIn, and then write to them saying that I want to discuss some of my idea. Build a team. And then grow on that. And then after building a team, what all you need to do is just start. So there is no thought process here whether I will become successful or not, because it all comes in the due course of time. If you have an idea, if you have a bright, innovative thought process, go for it. So that's as simple as that. There's a big opportunity. Identify that idea. Get your team, and then start building that idea. So that's that, as simple as that. And as I said, just to recap everything, the landscape in India and in the world is changing a lot. That there are a lot of support ecosystem coming into the place. There are a lot of mentors available now who can handhold you. There are a lot of investors available who can fund your idea. There are a lot of government grants available who you can get. There are a lot of subsidiaries available who you can avail. There are a lot of corporate partnership available where your innovative idea can be seen. For example, this TCS, Infosys, everybody works with startups. Your startups or innovative ideas. Not only software, but even companies like Bajaj or companies in electronics, companies in automobile. So everybody wants to work with innovative ideas. Corporates will give you the grant. They will take your product and then go and then sell them. So this ecosystem is there. And as I said, like the social acceptance has increasing now. So you can accept, even if you fail, nobody will see you as okay, you are a failure, which was the case 20 years back. And then this is a moment of pride for all of us, to the society, to your family, to your extended family. So this is the social acceptance for the startup has increased in India. And then we also saw the advantages where you can become a big, you can be a boss, your own boss. You can chase your dreams and then fulfill them. Second thing is a risk reward. If you take a risk, it just gives you the reward and the satisfaction. Third thing we saw is amount of financial freedom it gets, and you get a great amount of a satisfaction of building something all by your own. See that small seed getting growth and then grown as a tree. That is an absolutely fantastic feeling to have, and you will also create jobs in the process. And again, creating the job is a phenomenal feeling to get by the end of the day. And we saw like who or who should not start the company. We saw Tom, who is bored in the life and want to start a company. Marcus, who has a fight with his boss and wanted to start a company. Or Annette, who is having a dream of starting a company and then having that energy to build. So that we saw that we should not start a company if we are some friends with each other. I'm not necessarily saying that we should not start a company with your friends, but what I'm trying to say is that we three will start a company only because we are friends. That's not the reason. If you share the same vision, if you are complementing each other, and then that's an absolutely brilliant reason to start a company. Or you should not start a company only because I did not get a job or any other reason like that. It has to come from within. The world is waiting for you. World is waiting for your innovative ideas. The funds are waiting for innovative idea. The government is waiting for your innovative idea. The customers are waiting for your innovative idea. So if you have a dream, this is an absolutely a right time to start your journey as an entrepreneur. Find that innovative solution, build that. The help is available everywhere. I mean, I'm not necessarily talking about if you talk to me only, but there are a lot of other people available where you can get the help from, and this is the right time, as I said. Okay, so this is where I will end, and happy to answer any questions if they are posted. If not, I don't see any questions still, but if you want to ask any questions, you can unmute and ask. We're happy to answer.
Any participants, if you have a questions, if you have any questions, you can type into the chat box. Participants, please.
More than participants, I am very excited to listen to you, sir.
Ma'am, thank you so much.
Hello.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Your talk was really good. You actually told us who should be an entrepreneur and why should he become an entrepreneur? What are the advantages and disadvantages of being an entrepreneur, being own business? And when one should choose entrepreneurship and how he can go for entrepreneurship, different funding agencies, where all he can share his ideas. You have really briefed out everything. Thank you so much, sir. If you get time next time, I would like you to present on funding agencies, sir. My real interest. Because that is where students lack knowledge.
Yeah.
As where they should actually go for and get the funds.
Yes, ma'am. That's what we do. And when I start this Springer, that is what we do. We fund the startup. And we have so far in last 1 year or so, we have funded 17 global startups. I mean, international startups. So that is what our job. I mean, that is what our business. Funding the startups. So happy to talk. Absolutely, ma'am. Anytime. Happy to talk.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Santosh. Just story which you have told about Tom, Marcus, and Annette, it's very interesting because we need to have a passion in our entrepreneurship. Then only we are going to have a success. Otherwise, we don't get any success into the entrepreneurship. It's a wonderful presentation, sir. As an EDSL coordinator, we wanted to have a few more.
Sir, one question. I think that there is somebody. Yeah. Let me answer that.
Okay.
Vaishali H has asked the question: what is the best time for the startup, and when should I actually convert my idea to MVP? So Vaishali, to answer your question, the best time to start your startup is if you are in the final year. You should start. The reason why I'm saying the final year is because the third year, I have seen this, I have gone through this. So the third year needs a lot of dedication. So don't compromise your academics for the startups. Keep nurturing on that, keep working on that, or what we call as keep moonlighting on that. Moonlighting is nothing but working on your startup idea in the night. So keep moonlighting on your idea, start building on that. and the fourth year is a relatively easy year. We all know that. So that is where you can convert your. That's where you should start, because I will certainly not recommend compromising your academic grades for the startup, because you also need to enjoy your student life. The student life, 4 years, only comes once in your life, so you should not just do too many things and then compromise on your academic grades. So fourth year, in my opinion, is the best time to pick up your startup activities. And then the idea is that take your startup idea as your project, which I think it will save both. I mean, you can pick up your idea as a project, have some mentoring you, have an industrial guy mentoring you, and then once you finish your fourth year, you can convert that project into a real company. So that's what my advice would be. And when should I actually convert my idea into MVP? There is absolutely no time frame for that, but I would again recommend doing it in the fourth year. Convert that idea into a startup idea. Tell your professor that, okay, this is a startup idea, I want to do this, I want to have an external examiner or whatever, external guide, and then by the time you come out of the college, you will be ready with your MVP. The only reason there is absolutely no time limit. In fact, I'm telling my daughter, she is there in the audience as well, she is listening to me. She's only 15 and a half, but I have told her that from 16 onwards, you need to start your company. The reason why I'm saying this is there is absolutely no time to start a company. You can start this company at any time, but I will still recommend, if you are already in engineering degree, finish this third year engineering, and then start something in fourth year engineering, which is relatively easy.
Okay, thank you, sir. If any participants have any other questions? Participants, if you have any questions. Hello, participants. If you have any questions, you can put it into the chat box, or you can unmute it and you can ask. No. Okay.
All right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. I think thank you so much, Santosh sir, for this wonderful presentation, sir.
Sir, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Yeah, right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.